Loud, wild, unpredictable. A kid who barks at the camera, screams at FIFA, and sets off fireworks inside his own bedroom. That's Ishowspeed. And whether you love him or you hate him, you know him. He's impossible to ignore. But how did a teenager from Cincinnati, Ohio, go from 0 viewers to becoming one of the most chaotic, viral, and beloved creators on the internet? This is the incredible story of Darren Watkins Jr., better known as Ishowspeed. Born on January 21, 2005, Darren grew up like many kids in America. He loved video games, especially FIFA and NBA 2K. But what set him apart wasn't just what he played, it was how he reacted. He wasn't quiet, he wasn't calm, he was loud, he was passionate, he was intense, even when nobody was watching. In 2020, during the height of the COVID lockdowns, Darren started streaming. There wasn't much to it, just a PlayStation, a mic, and a dream. He had no audience, no shoutouts, no big breaks, just a crazy amount of energy, and a deep belief that one day, it would all pay off. At first, his streams had maybe 5 people watching, sometimes none, but he didn't stop. Every stream, he gave it his all. He treated every moment like it mattered, even if no one else thought it did. And then, little by little, the internet started noticing. What made Speed different was that he didn't hold anything back. When he missed a goal in FIFA, he didn't just complain, he screamed like the world was ending. When he got scared in a horror game, he didn't laugh it off, he'd jump, flip, break something, and yell at the top of his lungs. It was raw, it was real, and people couldn't get enough. Clips of him went viral on TikTok and Twitter. People had no idea who this crazy, loud streamer was, but they shared him anyway. Soon, his YouTube subscribers started climbing. 10,000, 100,000, a million, and he was just getting started. Speed didn't just ride the wave, he became the wave. Every day, something new happened. He'd bark like a dog, light fireworks in his room, dance like a maniac, react so hard to a game he'd fall out of his chair. Every single moment felt like pure entertainment. And then came the catchphrase that would define him. Sue. Inspired by his football idol, Cristiano Ronaldo, Speed turned that word into more than just a chant. It became his brand, his energy, his identity. And in a way, it reflected exactly who he was: loud, proud, and full of hype. Then he dropped a song. People didn't take it seriously at first. They thought it was a joke, just another streamer trying music. But Shake, Ronaldo, and World Cup hit different. They weren't just meme songs. They had energy, they had attitude, and most importantly, they had Speed's personality all over them. The song World Cup especially went viral. As the 2022 World Cup took over global attention, Speed's anthem followed right behind. Kids were chanting it in schools. Football fans were blasting it in stadiums. It reached millions and millions of views. He even performed it live in front of massive crowds. A teenager from Ohio, performing in front of the world. But not everything was smooth. Speed's energy, while loved by fans, sometimes pushed too far. He had controversial moments. He got banned from Twitch. He said things he later regretted. And the internet, as always, was quick to judge. People said he was too immature, too loud, a bad influence on kids. But what they didn't understand is that Speed was still a kid learning in public, a kid growing up in front of millions. And unlike many fake influencers, Speed never hid behind a mask. When he made mistakes, he admitted them. He apologized, reflected, and kept pushing forward. He didn't cancel himself. He evolved. By 2023, Speed wasn't just a streamer or a YouTuber anymore. He was a movement. Millions of fans tuned in, not just for gameplay, but for moments. Moments where Speed would cry, laugh, get scared, go crazy, or randomly break into a song. Moments where you never knew what was coming next. And then, the dream moment came true. After years of screaming his name, wearing his jersey, calling him the GOAT, Speed finally met Cristiano Ronaldo. The moment he saw him, he broke down in tears. Years of streaming, screaming, and dreaming led to that 1 second. That was no longer just a viral streamer. That was a kid who had made it all the way to the top of his world. From a bedroom in Ohio, to shaking hands with his hero. From 0 viewers, to the face of Gen Z internet culture. But what's most incredible is that he never forgot who he was. Despite the fame, the pressure, the critics, Speed remained himself. Unfiltered, unpredictable, unapologetically passionate. He talks to his audience like family. He shouts out his chat. He says "I love y'all" almost every stream, and you know he means it. That's why his fans are so loyal. Because behind all the memes, the chaos, and the screaming, there's a real person, a real kid who's chasing his dreams, and taking millions along for the ride. Today, Ishowspeed has over 25 million subscribers. He's one of the most watched creators on YouTube. He's performed music across the world, met Ronaldo, traveled to countries most people only dream of, and all of it from nothing. No managers, no rich family, just a camera, a dream, and a whole lot of passion. So what's next for Ishowspeed? Maybe movies, maybe more music, maybe even more chaos. We don't know, because with Speed, you never know. And that's what makes him special. In a world full of fake influencers trying to look perfect, Speed is proof that being real is still the most powerful thing on the internet. He's not perfect, he's not scripted, he's not always safe, but he's real, and he's unforgettable. From screaming in his room, to performing on world stages, from getting ignored by Twitch, to being one of YouTube's most powerful stars. This is Ishowspeed, and his story is just getting started.